Muscle Radio.
All right, our next guest has been missing from the bodybuilding scene for a number of years. He has placed as high as third at the Mr. Olympia 2 years in a row. He beat Ronnie Coleman in the pose-down round, one of the Olympias. That's what he's probably best known for. He's the freaking Rican Gustavo Badell. Welcome.
Oh, thank you. Hi, everybody, and thanks, Dave, for the opportunity to talk to all my fans all over the world.
You're back. You're back, Gustavo. I didn't know if you'd ever be back, but you are back, and you're going to be doing the Arnold Classic in 10 weeks from today. Talk to me a little bit about where you've been hiding the last 3 years, and then why you decided to make a comeback.
Well, I stopped competing because I tried to establish some business. I put in a gym in overseas in Spain, doing business here and there. You know, the economic situation is bad everywhere.
Sure.
So I tried to do something, establish something, for my kids, for my family, and that's why I stopped competing. I never retired. I mean, I always, checking, the contests and environment, just checking, It's not the same, and I was totally 100%, bodybuilder, but I was just training regular, well, not competing, but, trying to keep in my lifestyle. And definitely it was just a lot different, when you're doing, bodybuilding 100% every day. When you're not, it's totally different because you have other things to do. And that's why I decided, take time just for me and trying to establish some business and trying to spend a little bit more time with family. And then, but, as when you're a bodybuilder, and you're always going to be. And, after 2 years, I said, I was in Olympia last year. I was in the Arnold Classic this year, and it's not the same. You don't feel comfortable when you watching those guys on stage. You say, my heart, it's beating a lot, and so I need to be there. I need that thing. I mean, it's just like some kind of energy when you're a bodybuilder and you step on stage once, and in my case, a lot of years. And they said, okay, no, I need this. I can't watch those guys and just me sitting there relaxed. It's not easy. For me was, I said, okay, I need more. It's not my time to retire. I need more. And besides, my fans, they're always pushing me. Where are you? Where are you? Just all the time. And, you can't hide because the fans always want to follow you, always going to remember you. And I said, well, I talked to my family, I talked to, my team, and they said, you know what? I want to do it. And everybody was, what? Everyone was excited about it. And everybody...
That's a good sign.
That's what I love, Dave. And that's what I know to do. I mean, being a bodybuilder for me is just my passion and it's my job at the same time. So I said, you know what? Let's do it again because let's prove that, I can do more for the sport and I can be, the best I can. Well, for the next show.
In 2009, you kind of ended on a good note. I mean, you won the Atlantic City Pro Show, so you did the Olympia. You didn't place as well as you would have liked, but I mean, in essence, you kind of were back. You got your form back that had placed you so high at some of these other shows, and then you just kind of dropped off the map. And I understand a lot of people don't realize that bodybuilding is an expensive sport. You have a very big family. How many kids do you have now?
I have 4 kids.
I mean, that's expensive. So you're right. You got to concentrate on business. If you can't make money from the sport that you love, then it's a hobby. And for you, this is a business, obviously.
Yeah, this is my job. Actually, I'm right now looking for my, a sponsor, for supplement sponsor, and then trying to get all the sponsors I can. And I said, I'm going to back totally. I'm going to show the people that I want to be 100% on the show, and my old sponsors, probably can check it out and give me again, some opportunity. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for business. I mean, I love the sport. It's my hobby and it's my passion. But at the same time, it's what I do for a living, and I'm going to do the best for for being in 110% condition on the show, and show to the fans that I can do a lot more than I've been doing so far. So it's a comeback, and for me, it's a new beginning. I'm the new guy. It's going to be the new Gustavo. It's a new person. It's a better bodybuilder, better person. Better human being. So I'm going to try to enjoy, every minute of that.
How are you a better human being, Gustavo? Talk to me about that, because that interests me more than the better bodybuilder. How are you a better human being in your mind?
Well, when you're top on the sport and sometimes you think you're a superhero and you're Superman and you're better than everybody, sometimes it happens. You can't control that. Probably it's not the fans, probably the publicity, the show that you've been doing, all the show that you've been placed well, and sometimes you lost the track. You lost, your direction sometimes. In my case, wasn't bad, but I said, I'm a better human being because I respect everybody more, and I respect more, the bodybuilders, anybody who's competing, even at professional level or amateur level, because there's a lot of sacrifice, and definitely is a lot of hard work to be there on stage. So it's just respect more everybody and trying to enjoy more life, every minute of it. It's just not go there and just competing. It's enjoy the fans, enjoy the people, enjoy the people who follow you, your friends. Everybody want to be like you, and it's just enjoy life, bro. Even being a bodybuilder, sometimes you're dieting for a long time, you feel like you're down or something. You gotta enjoy it because I choose to be a bodybuilder again. So I want to try to enjoy more and trying to be more complete and trying to be more open for the people. They can reach me. They want to reach me. They want to talk to me, and that's my plan. I'm trying to make more friends. I have a lot of friends, and I have a lot of friends, but I want to do more because I know I can do a lot more than I've been doing so far. So it's just I feel different human being. I feel more. Probably, I'm maturing, you older, and then you say, okay, you know what, this is good, and that's what I want to do. That's what I want to be on stage again with, all those guys, and I want to show to the people that everybody can do it. It's no limits for nobody or anybody who can be a bodybuilder after 35 and say, no. I'm going to show to everybody that this sport is for everybody and nobody has limits. It's even people say, Gustavo retired or probably, stop competing because he's done. And I want to show you people that, you can do better and you can come back even better, the best condition. You show to the fans that, they're being follow you until now. They're going to feel proud of you. The way you look and the way you work and the way you see, the life from now on.
Well, you're a kinder, gentler Gustavo. Now, you made a good point because I think that sometimes when people rise too fast, too quickly in the sport and become very popular very fast and place well at shows, they can sometimes lose track of what's important and they start to believe their own hype, so to speak. Is that what kind of got caught up in, you think?
Yes, a little bit that too. Yeah, it happens, and it happens to everybody. It's not just bodybuilding, any other sport. And then, most important is, and when you notice, and then you said, okay, I need to fix this. I need to be better. I need to grow. I need to give more. It's not always ask for yourself. How do you do that, Gustavo? Else,
how did you take a step back and ground yourself? How did you become more aware of what was going on and be able to fix that? Because that's an important step that a lot of people don't ever get to. You obviously realized it at some point.
Well, after my last contest was Miss Olympia, and I, like you said, I didn't place well. I was ready to, I was expecting to place better, and I was a little bit upset about that, and said I never said to nothing. I never, even said nothing to the judges or the federation. It's had nothing to do with that. It's just myself. I said, well, trying to, be myself. I always said, what happened, what was wrong. You got to do better, whatever. And then say, okay, let me stop competing for a while, see what happens. And then you notice, when you stop competing, it's not the same. It's just you mentally you start feeling a little bit, relaxed. It's just a lot of pressure you have, and sometimes it's your fault that you put a lot of pressure because you've been really, really good in the sport. And you think you're the superhero. You think you can't get sick. You think you can. Nobody can beat you. And they say, no. This is wide open. This is a contest. When you're gonna contest, it's wide open. Everybody can be everybody. Can be, you you can be the first in this show. It can be first in another one, or even not even top 10 in the other one.
You beat Ronnie Coleman. You actually beat Ronnie Coleman in that what did they call it, the pose down round, or they called it the challenge round. You beat Ronnie Coleman, and when he was at his best, you beat him. So you showed that everyone is vulnerable in a sense, and I guess that probably made you feel invincible. I know it would make me feel invincible. I mean, the crowd loved it. I mean, do you miss?
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's just, it's a great feeling when that thing happens. But even that day, I never believe in myself like I'm better than anybody else. I believe it just I can do it because I work hard. And I said to everybody the same thing. It's just and it's not beating everybody, beating Ronnie Coleman. Everybody can step on stage. Every professional at this time who can compete in the Arnold Classic next show. It's number one. I can't understand why people always following the names because of the promotion and the magazine on the websites. Or it's not about that. Bodybuilding is more than that. I'm old school bodybuilder. I work hard. I do my cardio. I do my diet. Sometimes I don't have that publicity that most of those guys they have.
Right.
But work hard, Dave. When I step on stage, everybody noticed that, even the judges. That's what you're trying to bring. Bring is just, I'm an old school guy, and I want to show to the people that if you want to do it, if you really want it, so you can do it. So it's just being number one is okay, but you respect the oldest guys. Respect if somebody can beat you one day, don't beat yourself so hard. It's just relax, enjoy, and see the whole picture and trying to do better and trying to fix the problems. And sometimes it's me, I'm the best. And it's not like that. It's just, sometimes it's you lost that direction, and that's most important right now. It's just, I'm a different guy. I'm just focused on what I want. I respect everybody else. I trying to bring the A game for the judges. I know what they want. I know what they're looking for, and trying to be there, the 110% of Gustavo, the new Gustavo. But at the same time, believe me, you're going to see me like a new person, like a better human being, better person, and better pro bodybuilder. That's what I want to be.
Now, I saw you at the Mr. Olympia contest back in September, and you were not looking like you were going to be competing again. You were actually much more toned down, almost like, kind of like what I did, not quite as small, but you were smaller than I've ever seen you. And I thought that you had just, accepted the fact that you weren't going to compete. How difficult was it to come back? Because I imagine you've probably added a lot of size since I saw you at the Olympia. How much weight have you gained, and how difficult was it to put the size back on?
When you saw me, I was like 225 to 28. Definitely was my light away. I'm not saying not to come back. It's just I was chilling, I was relaxing, and watching and enjoy life a little bit, and establish some business. But when I started training again. And, instead doing 3 meals a day like a normal guy, I was start doing 5-6 meals a day. I was training, twice a day. I was living a little bit more, nap time. And I was increased with my supplements. And it wasn't easy at first because articulation always, but my body have a lot of good muscle maturity, and my body responds really well. My receptor, I was fantastic, and everything that I'm doing right now, my body was responding, and then every week my body be changing. Right now I can say that I'm totally as me right now again, and I'm 10 weeks out, and I feel so happy. It's a lot of hard work to do, but definitely I know is right now I'm 250, almost 260 pounds, and but I'm doing cardiovascular twice a day. I keep eating my meals. I keep eating my high protein diet, and eating taking supplement twice a day. You coach. There's a lot of things we can do.
So you gained 30 pounds basically. You're 30 pounds bigger. That's incredible.
And you know, it's discipline, you know, and constantly and perseverance, you know, every day. You say, I want to do it, and you know, there's a thing that motivating me more is that people can see me, and like, you know, when you saw me, I was 220, and people say, you know, you're never going to go back, you're too skinny, you're never going to be the same Gustavo. And they say, you know what? I love those guys. I love it because they when they say no, I say, oh yeah. And everybody say no, it's impossible. I say, okay, let's see what happens. You know, I don't want to argue with nobody about it. It's just I'm going to show. It's a bodybuilding. It's not about talking. It's about show on the stage. The day of the show, say, okay, look at me, guys. I'm back. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know who's going to be competing against me. I don't care about nobody. It's just I respect everybody, but it's just about focus about myself, being better, back on stage, being, you know, make all my fans proud, my family, my team, myself, and that's all I want.
Were you worried that you wouldn't get invited to the Arnold Classic because you haven't competed in such a long time? Was that a concern of yours?
Well, yeah, definitely. You have said I gotta respect that because definitely I mentioned to the Ifbb president and said, well, the promoters, you got to choose the guys, but he choose the guys based on, you know, what happened this year in the shows. You know, the best first, second, third place in each show. It's okay. I understand. I mean, but I'd be competing 6 times on the Classic. 5 of those times I wasn't posed down. So, sure. I mean, I understand that I stopped competing 2 years, but you know, being promoter, I was promoted for the, you know, amateur shows. And when you bring a guy who can bring, you know, more fans, and the fans buy more tickets, it's you know, it's perfect. You know, I mean, that's what I thought at the first. But I always, you know, expecting, you know, the answer. I they never said to me yes right away. You gotta wait like anybody else. You know, and they choose, you know, the top 14 guys, and they choose me, and so I'm happy. I'm glad they choose me, and I want to prove it. I want to show to the promoter, the Ifbb, and everybody else that, you know, was a good decision.
Yeah,
that's all I want right now.
That's a great level of respect they showed you, because they must really, you know, respect your physique and what you bring to the table. Are we going to see the Gustavo who bangs on the floor with excitement on the stage? Because I mean, that's what the fans really love, when you get so into it that when you're up there that you become exuberant.
Well, it's just, you know, it's like I said. He says, I'm doing this because, you know, this is the way I do, you know, business, and that's, you know, the way you know, I can, you know, put food on my table, you know, for my kids. But at the same time, I have a big passion for the sport. And when I step on stage, Dave, believe me, I become like a bodybuilder, and I want to enjoy it. I want to enjoy it because we're like 16 weeks dieting hard, training hard, and then for me, it's even worse. I say I'm coming back from nowhere right now, from 220. You know, you saw me,
right.
And it's I want to be exciting. You know, it really is. It's just my point is I'll be on stage and trying to make everybody proud.
Right.
Everybody who loves Gustavo come back. Gustavo's good again, and then definitely I'm going to enjoy the show. You know, I know, you know, probably want to be on stage 10 minutes, 20 minutes maximum. I'm going to enjoy every minute of it. I mean, in the comparison and being composing and all you know, the kind of anything that can do on stage, I'm going to be excited. I'm going to be happy, and I'm going to, you know, just show how I feel.
Well, you've beaten almost everyone in that lineup, especially the favorites out there. So that's got to make you feel good. You know that you can beat these guys when you're at your best. So that's got to be motivating to you. Gustavo, have your kids seen you compete before since they've gotten a little older?
Well, my older one, yes, and I got, you know, yes, but you know, the new ones, I got two babies. I mean, 2 years and 4. Yeah. They never saw me competing. I mean, and I was
doing it for them.
Very exciting. Yeah. You know, I want to bring all my team, my family, just to watch the show.
So you're gonna have
you know, it's like you feel like, okay, my son's gonna be there. It's better, I gotta look good. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And it's gonna be good. It's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be. I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna enjoy that, and I'm gonna try to, you know, being that moment for me is gonna be fantastic. I mean, it's just I'm working hard for it, but I'm look forward to seeing me on stage in an Arnold Classic in the next March, Columbus.
Well, you got Dexter Jackson, who's still around, who you've beaten in the past. Branch Warren is coming back from a quadricep tear. So, I have to believe he will not probably be at his best. That's got to really leave the door open for you. What would you be happy with walking away from this show? I know you want to win, but what would you be accepting of or happy of with the placing?
Yeah, I just wish, I got a fair call out. I want the judges give me the opportunity to show against anybody there, and it's just trying to be my my A game on stage and being a pulls down. That's what makes me happy. Definitely want to fight, like you said. We bodybuilders, we train hard to be number one, and but being a pulls down again is gonna make me feel me really, really good that I did my job, and definitely is doable, and I want to try hard, and the 10 weeks, that 10 weeks I'm going to try to keep working harder and just make sure that I'll be posed down.
Now, is this
trying to win the whole show, definitely, and I know Dexter, he's a nice guy, but Dexter knows me. I'm hungry, and now I'm hungry again. It's like, okay, I want to do it again. I know Dexter, I respect, and know Branch is a great bodybuilder. Said, it's any other show, see what happens. It's gonna be interesting. The way they look, the way I look. We'll do comparisons, so you see what happens. The new kids on the block, there's a lot of new kids that they really, really look good. So see what happens. It's going to be an interesting show. I think it's the past, the present, the future all together is going to be great.
Now, will you continue to compete after this? Is this a one-time comeback? Or are you back for good? Where you're going to do the Olympia? You want to do other shows? I mean, what's your mindset with regard to that?
Well, there's a lot of people asking me the same question. As I said, okay, I'm going to take, one step at a time. I'm going to do Arnold, and then I'll decide. Definitely, yeah, there's a many options right now. Thank God the Ifbb, they have, for us, almost 20 or more shows in the U.S., and that's fantastic. It's huge. And, definitely, it's after the Arnold Classic, I'll decide what I'm going to do later, but you're going to see me again, definitely, because I'm back for good. That's for sure.
I'm glad to hear that. Final question. I know you promote a lot of shows. Talk to me a little bit about that. How you got into doing that and where that occurs.
Well, I was Ifbb president in Puerto Rico, but until this year, until next year, because it's really hard work. I mean, being a professional bodybuilder and being a promoter of the shows, it's not easy. And it's sometimes people think the promoting makes a lot of money. It's not true. Sometimes they make some money. Sometimes they make money just to pay the sponsor. Sure. And sometimes it's really hard feeling, because right now people can see me like competitors. I try to be fair because I'm a bodybuilder. People look at me in a different way. It's Gustavo is like I can't control the judges. It's when you're being promoted, you put the judges. You build a show, and that's it. But they look at you like, okay, Dave is control everything. If and I'm trying to keep everything just fair for everybody. But people, sometimes the athletes look at you in different way, and they say, okay, I want to be friend of everybody. I don't want to just feel that kind of the frustration about it, because people thinking that it's your fault if they got second, third. It's not the judge's fault. It's not the promoter's fault. It's, our own fault. Yeah. Being a bodybuilder, being an athlete, sometimes you're trying to find some guilty. Who's the guilty? And what happened? Sometimes it was my problem. And, I have enough, balls to say, okay, you know what? I make that mistake in my diet. I made a mistake in my prep. And, I got to change something. And the formula is not good for me. And sometimes those, there's the athletes, they can't see that, and they see you and say, okay, it's Gustavo's fault, and they say, I don't like this, I don't need this. I try to promote all the shows in the future, but really right now I'm more focused about me, coming back on professional stage and see what happens.
Well, I think you made a very good point. I don't want to let this slip by. You are the chairman of the Ifbb in Puerto Rico. You were promoting all the shows there. And what you realized was that people were blaming you when they didn't do well. And you realized that, you know what, maybe I did the same thing to the IFBB officials when I competed. So you kind of got a different perspective. You got the officials or the promoters, the judging perspective, as opposed to the competitors' perspective. Is that right?
Actually, I spoke where I emailed Jim Manuel, and I said, Jimmy, I understand. I'm sorry. You see, sometime in the past when I was competing, I felt, that way. But I know I can see better. You guys, you're just trying to do your job, and sometimes it's our fault. And, because we don't know enough. Sometimes we don't have a coach. We have a coach for dieting and training and everything, all the prep. But you don't have a coach to say to yourself, Gustavo, you don't look good enough to be, the top speed. Right. Sometimes the coach, you're looking for the coach. When you got first, the coach is next to you. When you got fifth and you got 10, where's the coach? Oh no, I was busy. I got sick. You know those guys.
You're right.
What happened? And that's the problem, Dave. We don't have the people, behind us to say, honestly, hey, Gustavo, you're my brother. I love you, but you don't look good enough.
Right. Tell
me in the face. You got to tell your clients, your athletes in the face, hey, guys, trying to be better, trying to fix this, trying to work harder. And, we need to accept it, our problems. We need to accept our mistakes. Don't blame, judges. Don't blame the gym man. Don't blame the other guys. No, blame yourself that you don't work hard enough, or probably you need to do more. And, and sometimes, blame the coach. Because the coach, they need to know. Because the coach probably they trying to help some athletes just to be the best condition on stage. If something's go wrong, coach, check it out. Talk to your athletes. Talk to them and say, you know what? It wasn't good today. We were, it's not our day. Harder trying to fix our problems, and keep going, and I understand now that's why I say I'm better professional. I'm better bodybuilder, and I respect more the IFBB, the judges, the demand, and all those people. They trying to bring more shows for our for the athletes, bring more shows for the fans, and we need to try to enjoy it. That's it. Enjoy it and say thank you, because their job they doing fine. So our job right now is to work harder, and if you want to be in the best position, the best places on the shows.
A bigger, better, more insightful Gustavo Badell. I really enjoyed this interview, Gustavo, and best of luck in the rest of your contest prep. And I'm rooting for you. I want to see you do well at that Arnold Classic.
Well, thank you, Dave, and thank you, for giving me the opportunity to talk to all my fans and all guys, all bodybuilders, fitness, fans. I want to say to you, and trying to go to the Arnold Classic, trying to, give it a little bit, more support to our sport. It's a really nice sport, and definitely I'm going to make you proud, guys. I'm going to make you proud to be a bodybuilder and like this sport. Thank you, Dave, and God bless you all.
That was Gustavo, the freaking Rican Badell. Great guy. I think he's going to do real well at that upcoming Arnold Classic. It's always good to see some guys from the early part of the late 90s, early 2000s getting back on stage. He was one of the great ones. Third place at the Olympia 2 years in a row. Beat Ronnie Coleman in a controversial challenge round that they had instituted at the Olympia for a number of years. And they got rid of it after that, obviously, because it didn't work. But he's a character. If you've never seen Gustavo up on stage posing, he yells, he screams, he pounds on the floor, and that's what bodybuilding is all about. A lot of energy. Sounds like he's got some new insights into life. He's got 4 kids, and I'm looking to see him up on stage. He wanted me to mention also that he is looking for a supplement sponsor. So if anyone out there is looking to find some great new athletes or some great athletes from the past, I think Gustavo would be a great representative. He's passionate about what he does. He's knowledgeable. He lives in Las Vegas now as well, so that's a positive. As far as the year goes, we are done with 2011. I can't believe it's come and gone already. So much has happened this past year. So many shows, so many new stars on the horizon. We gave out the RX Muscle Awards this year, and they were a little different than normally. But I think that hopefully everyone appreciates what we do for you guys, because Without the fans and without you listeners out there, I couldn't do this. RX Muscle wouldn't exist. And I want to thank you and all our advertisers, because you're helping to make my dream possible, which is making the fans and the listeners' dream possible. And we will continue into 2012 to be bigger and better than we were the year before. And my goal is to never stop and rest on our laurels, but to constantly keep reinventing ourselves and be innovators in a sport where everyone seems to be imitators. And I'd like to thank Gustavo Badell for popping by, Jeff the producer, Chris Aceto. Until next week, until next year, remember, with Heavy Muscle Radio, the truth hurts.
Heavy Muscle Radio is a presentation of RxMuscle.com. The truth in bodybuilding. Tune in next week at this same time for another round with Dave Palumbo, only on Heavy Muscle Radio.